Let us be happy together, whether the weather is cloudy or sunny. I will always be your funny honey bunny. I am lucky, you are lucky. Let us get lucky together, whether the weather is cloudy or breezy. I'll be there to say, hey, come on, let's take it easy. Because isn't it nice to have the friends that you do? And isn't it nice that the sky is so blue? And isn't it nice to say I love you, chugga chugga choo choo, woo woo. I am smiling, you are smiling. Let us smile together, whether the weather is cloudy or stormy. I will still be there in the morning. I'll be right by your side in the morning. I'll make you breakfast in the morning. I hope that you like cereal.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay! So, yeah. So we've only got a little time for a few more questions because we.
All right. Well, real quickly,
Yep.
there is
This is a good part for the happy ending.
There's a good group that I am. I've been in contact with the head of it. Erwin Redliner is a doctor who run a pediatric trauma center. He has started the Ukraine Children's Action Project. Again, the Ukraine Children's Action Project, and it emphasizes helping children who have been victims of this war one way or the other. I can personally account that is a reputable group that is doing very good work. I know the director of operations out in Lviv. She was one of my first fixers, and I actually recommended her to Erwin, Dr. Redliner. I can attest to that if your money is sent there, then it will go to a good cause. So the Ukraine Children's Action Project.
That's under the EI Foundation. Let's see. Yeah. Ukraine Children's Action Project is a new initiative designed to provide urgent mental health and education support to Ukrainian children who are either refugees in Poland or internally displaced in their own
mental health
country.
is going to be essential. Mental health, the scars are not just physical. It's a good organization. I recommend it highly.
Great.
So anyhow,
cool.
so just following up so we got another 10 minutes or so here left, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
Go
just
for it.
about. So this might be too broad. This is from Templeton Zerat. But can we ask Phil about how the tactics will change with the onslaught of winter? What should we expect?
I think things will slow, but they will not stop. I think people who think that there will be a massive pause in operations are incorrect. I think that things are going to continue because the Ukrainians don't want to give the Russians a pause. They just want to keep the heat on the Russians constantly. They can't wait for the conscripts that are going to be brought up, even though the conscripts are worthless in so many ways and are just cannon fodder or cannon meat. It's still 300,000 men in the theater of operations. It's going to change things. So they're going to keep the heat on, and they're not going to stop. They're going to keep pressing their advantage. They're going to keep driving towards Crimea. Once Russia breaks its back on Bakhmut, they're going to try and press into maybe split that section of supply and the shortest period, the shortest space between Russia and Ukraine is kind of that area. So they might try and split things in two. But I don't think it's going to significantly. I don't think it's going to slow down to the kind of just status quo kind of slow burn that a lot of people think it's going to be. I think the Ukrainians are going to keep I think the Ukrainians are going to keep pushing hard. And I think that we are going to, and I've given a lot of thought to this in the last couple of weeks, is I think we're going to have to start thinking very soon about, so there have been stages of what the Ukrainians have asked for from NATO and allied supporters from the West. First, they asked for anti-tank weapons, and we supplied it in the terms of javelins and in-laws and those kind of weapon systems. Then they asked for anti-aircraft and anti-ballistic missile systems, and we gave that to them. They've asked for artillery when it was our artillery duel. There have been different phases where they've asked for different things. I can foresee, and I will defer to military experts who are far smarter about this stuff than me, but I have been around the block once or twice and seen my fair share of conflict. I think the next thing the Ukrainians are going to desperately be in need for is close air support, because their military is going to be pressing the advantage against the armor and the infantry of the Russians, and so they will need air support, because you can't do it with artillery. That's too dangerous. You got to have close air support. So, you know, they have tried to mothball the A-10s for years. Why don't we give them a bunch of A-10s? Or, you know, give them, if we don't want to give them a NATO system like an A-10, give them the Hind helicopter that used to give John Rambo so much trouble in those movies.
That's right.
But, you know, close air support, I think, will be the next thing that the Ukrainians are going to need from us, and I think we should already start anticipating that.
Well, I know that there are helicopters coming from both Poland,
yes,
and
there are.
I want to say Germany, but it might be French ones. No, it's Poland. Poland and Germany, yeah, Poland and Germany are both sending helicopter stuff. Poland sending the actual helicopters, and Germany sending techs and other people to, you know, get them flying and get them trained up on the guys that are.
Yeah, that's another thing they're going to need. That's another thing that they're going to need. And already people are talking a lot about this, is that we need to get to a situation where the Ukrainians are able to repair what gets damaged in battle without having to send it all the way back. There's a large country.
Yes.
Sending stuff back that needs repair all the way back to Poland or even Western Ukraine is not feasible. We need to set the Ukrainians up with repair stations and with supplies that can aid to the repair of damaged equipment and weapon systems much closer to the front line. So that's another thing that I think we can anticipate the Ukrainians asking for, and we should already be. And I know that we are. Oop, there goes my. Oh no, it's coming back. Yeah. My light went out there. Anyhow, that's the next thing. We should anticipate it.
Right.
We got a couple minutes more. We can do maybe one or two more questions. Hal?
Yeah, here's a shorty from Dr. 13. What is that poster behind you?
Oh, that's
my lovely. That's Saint Olga. That's that is Saint Olga, who is a fantastic story, wonderful story. And if you want to. And if you want to see a wonderful rendition of it, look up Puppet History's take on it, which is both funny and accurate and gruesome. She's an amazing story. And the sign, it says, Vuspukayetya Bayraktari, unleash the Bayraktars. And you see all the Turkish military drones flying over. Over his head there. So.
Yeah.
We got time for another?
One? Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. Connie Kelly wants to know if you have read The Accidental Superpower or The End of the World Just Beginning, which seemed to predict this war.
Oh, Zian's
I've heard about it. I didn't read it. Yeah,
I've read.
I heard about it. I haven't read it.
I've read both of them. It's not so much that he predicted the war so much as that he predicted the problems that Russia has and pointed out that there's really only two ways out. And the one that Russia is most likely to choose is the awful one, because they have a history of doing that. So it's one of those things like we're all marching towards a hole. You could try to jump over it, you could try to go around it, or you could push a bunch of people in and walk over them. Russia's habit is to handle the problem of the hole by pushing everybody in and walking on their backs, unfortunately. So it's not like the war was predicted, simply that you can look at this person and their solution matrix and know that that's all that's left. But it's a great book. The End of the World is Just Beginning. That's Science new book. Yeah. It's great on audio.
And there's a great author and one of the best correspondents on Russian affairs, Owen Matthews, has just come out with a book. He is the Times of London's correspondent, I believe, in Moscow for many years. I'm looking forward to reading that. Owen Matthews, I would look that up.
Yeah. What do you got, Johnny? Yeah.
All right.
You got one more?
This
then we'll close it out.
Do you know if Ukrainian people have ever seen the original Red Dawn?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, at the beginning of the war, they had Wolverines painted on a bunch of like Russian APCs that they blew, that they blew up. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like they tagged them after the fact.
Don
squeeze out one quick one.
How cold does it get in the winter? How long is the winter?
The winters last very long. They're going to probably go into February. They get bitterly cold. They already are bitterly cold. It's comparatively mild, but it's still really, really cold. And the snows just keep continuing. So this is going to be hard. Ukraine is going to have to really, toughen up. Well, not toughen up, but they're going to have to go through this. And it's going to be difficult. It's cold. It's really cold. I'm cold right now.
Yeah. So is Johnny. So am I, and I'm in Vegas.
Similar to Chicago. It's similar to Chicago or the UP or Canada.
Yeah.
It gets bitterly cold.
Also, Tom Hebert on the way out the door wants to know if you have Hunter Biden's laptop, because we've been looking all over. And Philip, do you have it there? Is it around?
I'll ask Olga if she can find it for us.
Yes, thank you. I think she might have blown it up at some point just to cover the tracks behind her. Okay, we're running out of time. This is the last minute show. Yeah, that's right. Philip Ittner, thanks you so
everybody.
Much. We'll see
you. If I don't see you before then, happy Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
I'll see you on Wednesday, hopefully. But
yeah. We'll do a pickup show then. I will be traveling that day, but we'll manage to have it. Johnny Million, love you. Follow, for the time being, follow Philip Ittner.
Eliza Skinner for me tonight.
Oh, I will, if she wants to hear from me. We're debating, so I don't know if she'll want to even. Maybe she's in character. Anyways, I will do just that. Tonight, the unpresidential debate. Links on my YouTube and on all sites. We'll see you later. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. And Slava Ukraine.
Thank you, Chicago.
Also, Marjorie Taylor Greene's plan will go nowhere. I have to gather myself up and run right out the door, but I will say this: she's been saying, like, I'm gonna write this thing that we're going to go through every dime that was spent on Ukraine. But yeah, fine, after they win. But we're not going to do it just so you can make a phone call, so somebody else can make a phone call and go, oh, they bought a bunch of this stuff and it's in this part of the country. That's what that's for. That's what she's trying to do, and it's going to fail. It's ham-handed and stupid. It's not going to
And since we're off the air, she's a vile piece of shit for that photograph that she posted in the halls of Congress of a bunch of Ukrainian soldiers who had various battle wounds, and she said, "Oh, it's so sad to see them being used like this." Oh, go fuck yourself.
Well,
nobody's using them. They're there because they're trying to raise awareness.
Right.
Yeah.
I would like to say
a woman who has never heard a shot fired in anger, and if she ever did, she would squeal and run.
Yeah,
these guys who like to puff themselves up, they don't have any idea what war is like, and it's disgusting that she would be that dismissive. So shame on her.